Christine here with this week's Health and Happiness Hacks Wellness Show here in beautiful Sorrento Valley location of Eco Chateau. And you know what's funny is this show I started because people ask, they're like, why'd you start a wellness show? You know, we started back in January. And I say, well, because I've had these amazing conversations with people I just meet by chance. This time was at my home, you know, on a Friday evening. And so I'm like, oh, this is a conversation I would love for other people to hear and be a part of. And so that's why now I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. We will definitely be talking about some yoga, religion, travel. So it's just going to be a fun mixture of things. So we'll go ahead and have you introduce yourself and tell the audience more about yourself.
All right, so my name is Dounia. It's originally an Arabic name, which means the word. I am from two different backgrounds. I'm half Tunisian, half Swiss. I lived for 7 years in Tunisia, 15 years in Switzerland, ended up traveling around the world, and ended up set up here in San Diego exactly a year ago. So I studied a bachelor degree in Arabic and computer engineering, and then a master's degree in socioeconomics with a major in development, and I always wanted to help people. And the first thing I understood was getting out of my comfort zone and go out and go see new people, get to know new culture, and find myself. And that's what I did for the last 2 years. I've been traveling to South America, Asia, Africa, North America, where I met my actual husband. So yeah, and then I fell in love with yoga, and it actually helped me even to deepen my practice in my religion and get to know myself more and get closer to God as a believer. So yeah, I think that's most.
No, and that's how we connected, was that she's getting ready to write a book about being Muslim, and she's a yoga instructor here in San Diego. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about, that's probably one of the religions I don't know the most about. And so she was, right when she showed up for the show, we were chatting a little bit, and it just, everything she was saying, I'm like, okay, time out, don't say anything else. Like, let's just talk on the show, because I think the viewers would really be interested in that. So just kind of explain like how you're trying to merge the two together.
Mm-hmm, sure. So I discovered yoga about 3 years ago when I was traveling in Brazil, and I went with one of my friends. She was living there in Rio de Janeiro, and she wanted me to try. So she was Portuguese, and she's not Muslim. She wanted me to try with her yoga, and I went there for the first class. And I'm not joking. I was like, oh my God, this is so awkward. I'm never gonna practice yoga ever, And I was telling her how bad I felt during the whole class. It was too hard, and I couldn't breathe. The studio was too hot and everything. So I was like, okay, forget about yoga. But then I started being interested, and I saw that it's growing everywhere, and it actually helps you for meditation, it helps you for focus. And so I started asking myself, okay, maybe I should try it again. And I tried it again in different studios, and my friend opened her own studio in Geneva in Switzerland, where I practiced and get to know different type of yoga and different values of yoga. So I deepened my practice, and I saw that yoga is actually teaching you the values of finding the best version of yourself and being the best person around you and trying to behave good and being healthy and everything. So I get really into it, because that's what exactly my religion is teaching us to do. As a Muslim, we're asked to meditate 5 times a day by praying. We wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning for the first prayer, then we have 4 other prayers during the day. We also need to eat healthy and control ourselves regarding desires, controlling yourself with food or whatever, behaving as good as we can. So I ended up then here in San Diego, following my heart, which is completely another story, because following the heart and following the mind is the hugest challenge I've ever had in my life. And I think those last couple of years traveling around the world, I really learned to follow my heart and see the different changes that can come my way, and maybe take it instead of being scared of it and just pushing it on the side. I was taking those steps, and that's how I ended up here in San Diego. And then I started practicing here in the studio, and I just fell in love completely with yoga. After my first week was free, and I love the environment, I love the instructors, and I really felt that it fits definitely with my Muslim life, that I was already. So that's what I've been taught since I'm a kid, to be healthy and work out and meditate and trying to be the best one and giving that positive energy and helping others. And that's what I exactly found in there. So I deepened my practice, I started practicing daily, and then they offered me to do the training with them to become a yoga instructor. And at that time I was still waiting for my paper immigration. So I wasn't able to work anyway. I was like, okay, I cannot work anyway. I was already volunteering in different organizations. So I was like, okay, let's just take it, because I believe in science, and I think a lot of signs were showing up on my way, and especially my husband was always pushing me to follow my heart. He was like, if you feel it, and if you think it's good for you, do it. So I jumped into it, and I followed the training, and then I did the extension, and then I had the audition, and they kept me, and I became an instructor. And now I'm just trying to show the word, and especially my community, the Muslim community, that we can definitely practice yoga and be Muslim, because this is not something that is opposite. It clearly comes from a background of Hindu and from a different religious path, but no matter what religion you are, believer or not, your goal is to be the best person you can be, right? And so that's exactly what I'm trying to explain them. Just like working out and meditating, and it helps for you focus. So even now in my prayers, I can focus more. I learned how to take off all my stress and feel better and control myself regarding different desires. It could be food, it could be whatever else. So yeah.
That is so cool. I just love learning people's stories. Like, everybody just has such a unique story. So how many classes do you teach?
So right now, I started about 3 months ago, so I'm still kind of an intern with them. I teach 3 classes a week for now. And then when my internship will be done, I'm supposed to have more classes, but I'm also trying to teach yoga classes in different mosques in San Diego. And I'm also applying in different studios to get more into that.
And will they allow you, because we were kind of chatting earlier, and are you getting any pushback at all, or no? Are they welcoming to for you to teach yoga?
In the mosque,
yes.
You mean? So in the mosque, so the women are really into it because they want to work out. And I think, I don't know, but I feel like the Muslim community, especially the women, are not working out enough and are not still in this mentality of being healthy. And I wish when I was a teenager I had a space when I can really find the other person of my community working out and thinking healthy and, you know, into that maybe vegan and organic stuff and everything, which actually I don't. So now I'm starting to try to go through it, and I met different sisters that are health coach or have their own branch of organic products or things like that, so which is good. So women were always interested, but I would say the managers at the mosques were more like, yoga is related to Hindu religion, so I had like a few comments about that, not really welcoming it at the mosque, but then I had to explain them that what we learn here in America has nothing to deal with any religion. They teach you, of course, to focus and meditate, but they don't teach you who you're praying for.
Mm-hmm.
That's your own choice, and that's what I'm explaining to them. So I ended up being able to teach in one mosque already, and now I'm working out with another mosque to be able to teach with them as well. So
that's neat.
It's going on, yeah.
And then your book that you're getting ready to write, do you have a title picked out yet? What's it going to be about?
So I actually thought about it a long time ago because I love journaling, and during my whole travel I have like, I have like 10 different journals. I used to journal every day what I'm doing or just writing down my ideas, my feelings. And I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I wanted to relate something. I just wanted to talk about my life and relate yoga, travel, and religion. I just have the ideas of what I want to talk about, which type of chapter I would talk maybe about, but I'm still like far from it. I'm working on it. I really have a hope to get there, but yeah, I think I have a lot of stories I could share. And I love talking about it, so I was like, okay, why don't you write about it and maybe help others to be inspired maybe? And
oh, for sure. No, that's so awesome. And then we were talking earlier, so how many languages do you speak?
So I speak 4 different languages. I speak Arabic from my dad, and I lived in Tunisia, so that's where I learned Arabic. I speak French from my mother, and it's my native language. I lived in Switzerland for 15 years. Then English, because I learned it at school, and my husband speaks only English. And then I learned also Spanish during when I was in high school, and then I was working in Argentina and South America for a while, so get to learn English.
Nice.
Spanish.
Well, they say too, the more languages you start learning, like the easier it is to pick up more. So maybe that's helped. That's awesome.
That's actually true. And with French, it's easier to learn English and Spanish because we say that French is the most complicated Latin language with German. So, and then I had Arabic also since I'm a kid. So
nice.
Yeah.
So your 2 years, were you just backpacking for 2 years, and just like randomly like?
So no, I wasn't. I did backpack for 2 years, but I like traveled 3 months in South America backpacking. So I did my internship there for the end of my master degree, and then backpacking with a friend of mine through Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, and then went back there and working a little bit to make money because as a student you always need that to be able to travel around the world. So making money and making sure that to understand that this is not the place to be. I understood myself that I really need to go somewhere else and meet more and see more. And even my family were like, why do you have to go? Like, you have everything you want here. And I was like, but I want more, And so then I traveled to different countries in Europe because living in Switzerland is pretty easy to travel around. And also Africa, North Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt. And then I ended up in Asia for 2 months with another one of my friends, and you always meet people on the way, and then you might even change your plans to be able to travel with them because it's incredible. But when you're backpacking and you meet people on the way, the links that you create with them are how do you say that? You cannot explain those links unless you live it. And actually, like, I had friends for more than 15 years, but the links that I was creating with the people I was meeting at that time, maybe even only for 1 day, it looked like I knew them forever. And I knew, like, if I contact them in 5 years and tell them, okay, look, I'm in Chile, and I want to see you, and I know he's gonna open the doors for me and take me home. So
yeah.
And that's what I did actually, because I met different person around the world, and I ended up in Brazil. And every time I was traveling, almost every time I was at someone's place because I met her before. And even a person that I met just 1 day. I have a couple of friends that I met only 1 day, and now they're in Canada and they're having a baby, and we keep in touch like we're friends forever. And
that's so cute.
I'm like, we just met for 1 day from 10 a.m. to like maybe 6 p.m. and that's it. And so that's amazing. And after that, I went back to Europe, make some money again, and then go back to North America. And I traveled only most California, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, seeing all those beautiful nature that you guys have here. And that's when I met my actual husband. And so then I went back to Switzerland and we kept in touch. And one of us, when we decided to get married, one of us had to move. And obviously I was telling him I'm the one who's gonna move because I want to see how it is to live abroad. And taking that step of leaving everything behind me was pretty hard. Leave my family, my friends, because I knew it wasn't just for 3 months or for 2 months like I used to do. It was maybe forever, maybe not, because he's a traveler too. So
oh, good. I was going to ask.
We have a huge map in our room, and we just put those pins everywhere we go. And we're already asking ourselves, like, should we stay here or should we just go somewhere else? So
nice.
yeah.
I love. What a great story. So then, other than yoga, like, what do you do for self-care?
So what I do for self-care, other than yoga, which I practice a lot, meditating helped me a lot. Waking up early in the morning and meditating. I also try as much as I can to eat healthy. And I usually try to eat home and cook at home. Even my husband, he's not the type of like eating outside junk food or fast food. I think what I try to do is to feed my mind, my soul, and my body as much as I can. So that's 3 things that I'm trying to work on every day, which is not always easy, of course. But I try to work on my soul through meditating, through, as a believer, like always keeping God in my heart and always trying to do the best I can to deepen my religious path. Regarding my body, I try to practice daily or at least 4 or 5 times a week, plus eating healthy. And then for my mind, I just try to free my mind of all the negative energies we can have around. So I always try to surround myself with positive people, which is really easy, starting with my husband. I thought I was the most positive person ever, and I met him and he's actually way more positive than me. So that helps a lot in practicing a lot of outdoors, volleyball, going to the beach. I get into surfing thanks to him. I'm still just a beginner, but it feels good to go sometimes to the beach. We like to go early when it's sunrise.
Yes.
Nobody's there. And
it's so
just
nice.
beautiful, and you connect with the nature. And spending time with families and friends here helped me to free the mind of all bad thoughts or whatever. So
I love
yeah.
that. And then, what's your favorite book? I know you
So,
brought a couple.
I know. I couldn't choose. So when I thought about my favorite book, I couldn't choose one. So I chose 2. And
you could show them if you want.
Yeah, I have The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho.
Great book.
Yeah, that's the book my husband sent me last year to convince me to marry him.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
It actually worked pretty good. It's an amazing book. And the second one is the 40 Rules of Love, and it's the one that I sent to my husband for getting married. But I don't know if you heard about this one.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, from Alif Shafak. It's a known book. I know in Europe it's pretty known. I don't know about here. But it's an amazing book talking about Rumi. You know, that you might know Rumi. We use his quotes today. Even during yoga practice, a lot of people use his quotes. And so this story is about a woman who has everything she wants. So she has her husband, her kids, a job, a nice house, but she feels like she's still empty inside. She's missing something. And she's an editor, so she received transcripts from an author who want to write a book, and she's supposed to correct it and publish it. And so she starts reading it, and it's actually the story of Rumi and Shams Tabriz, which is actually that's the 2 main person of Sufi. It's type of like, it comes from Islam, but it's a different way. Like Christianity, they have Protestant, Catholic. So Sufi is another one, and it's based a lot around love and heart followers. So Shams is actually explaining Rumi, who is more like a religious and more conservative. So Shams is going to teach him the 40 rules of love to add to his life. And that's how Rumi became the Rumi that we know today, with all those beautiful values. And so she just fell in love with that story, and she starts thinking about herself, and it's like human values. It's things that can touch every single one of us. Even this book, the person who gave it to me and asked me to read it was a non-believer, so he wasn't even believing in God, which is amazing. And those rules we're going through it every time with my husband, and we're like, oh my God, I wish we could like be able to follow every single rule, because it's just beautiful. So this is an amazing book too.
I love it.
And
Oh my
you have
gosh.
to read it if you didn't.
You talked me into it. Just that description alone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have
And
to.
so she ends up, you'll see, but she basically understands through reading that transcript that the thing that she's missing and why she's empty, it's love. Her husband is, even if he's nice, he's not a good husband for her, and he's not showing her the love she deserves. And so she tries to find her journey towards love. And so, yeah.
That's super cool. So what would be one, since it's the Health and Happiness Hack Show, what would be one hack that you would give our audience, either health or happiness related?
I would say, for me, happiness and health is related. So what I would say is waking up with a positive mind already from the beginning. Because when you start your day, you have to start it in a good way. And maybe like take some time for yourself. We have tendencies in our day to be overwhelmed and having work and friends and families and completely rushing into traffic and so just take a moment for you to take some time just to think about yourself, think about what makes you happy, what you're missing in your life to be happy, because it starts within yourself. So if journaling helps you, I know it helps me a lot to journal when I feel sad or depressed or whatever, and surround yourself with positive person. That's the most important too.
I love it. Well, we cannot wait for your book. So hopefully we'll write it soon. Is there any other way? Are you on Instagram or is there any way? I know we were talking. If people wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way to find you?
I have my Facebook and Instagram. I'm not super active on it. I know I have to because social media are really important nowadays, but you can always find me on Facebook. Should I say the name?
Or no, we'll put it in the show.
Okay,
we can put it in the show link.
So we'll put the link for my Facebook and my Instagram, and I would love to chat if anybody want to chat more and know more about all my crazy stories traveling.
Oh, it's so
If you just have more questions about religion, I just love to talk about it, and I'm totally free. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't talk to me about religion, but I'm really open about this, and I think people in our days it's really important to get to know the other one. Because ignorance causes a lot of trouble around us right now. So
no, yeah, definitely agree. So no, that's why I say I just love having different, people on the show that are believers, non-believers, different religions. Like we'll talk about anything. Like I feel like, especially our clients, like I was telling you, like the clients that come to our spa are very open-minded people. Like that's just what we attract, which I love. And like everybody's just being, like you said, positive and willing to learn about other people and their stories. So no, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know she's like, I don't have a business to talk about. I'm like, you don't have to talk about a business at all. Like I mean, everybody wants to hear about other people's journeys, and especially when it comes to travel. Because I know a lot of our clients that come into the spa are big time travelers. Awesome. So great. Well, there you have it. There's today's show. Until next Wednesday, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like or comment below. We're on both YouTube and iTunes. And until next time, bye.